you're saying let's stick to the legal arguments, but Nawab Malik is not sticking to the legal arguments. He's questioning Sameer Wankade's ancestry. What has that got to do with the way he's managed this case? He's not just doing that, he's also questioning his caste. What has that got to do with the
Rahul,
way he's running an investigation? Let me just finish. He's also questioned his second marriage. Bringing in people who have nothing to do with the way he exercises his or executes his professional responsibilities. Now that smacks of slander, and the conflict of interest that I was talking about was the fact that Mr. Malik's own son-in-law is facing trouble in a drug case. So it obviously suits his interest to fine, ask the questions on procedure, but how can you slander someone personally, rake up their, you know, and put out allegedly fake birth certificates? It's a bit like what happened in the Trump and Obama campaign, where Mr. Obama was left proving that he was not a Muslim.
But the issue here is, if those documents have been faked, then it is for the police to investigate. But Nawab Malik, if he has made some allegations, as I said, Mr. Wankhede can always file a case. He can say that I have been maligned, nothing stops him. But a public figure has to be above board. There are CCS conduct rules. If you have fudged with your mark sheet or your birth certificate, it will be investigated in due course. But it has nothing to do with Aryan Khan. Let us keep those two cases separate. But yes, Mr. Wankhede did put charges on Riya Chakravarti, and we had people saying that it is it's a murder, trying to get Twitter followers, trying to get cheap publicity by saying the Sushant Singh's case is a murder, and where are those people? And everybody disappeared.
Okay.
NCB came. It troubled.
Let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan, Shaina NC,
so,
and let me also bring in Shailesh Pandey. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
No, first of all, very briefly, Rahul, 3 points I'd like to make. First of all, I'm absolutely appalled by Mr. Malik's relentless witch hunt against an officer. And as you said, you know, you can comment on the case, you can comment on the mishandling of the case as Mr. Malik perceives it. And as Ms. Abha Singh has also, according to her, there is absolutely no case, you know. So with due respect to her, I disagree, because as Ishkaran said, it was left to the judge of the lower court, be that as it may, to give bail or deny bail, and ultimately it was the High Court that overruled, in one sense, what the lower court said. So this was a matter of not to be decided by Mr. Wankhede, but rather by judges. So when you are saying that you know, there is something hanky-panky or wrong in this whole case, you are actually commenting on the judiciary. You're most welcome to do that. But as you correctly said, the point is not on the merits of the case.
They could not.
The point is why
angle. They could not prove the conspiracy angle. The ASG had to say.
Miss Singh, I did not interrupt you.
And the lower court did not give bail.
I'm sorry.
The Bombay High Court order, which said that NDPS cases are non-bailable.
Let him finish.
So
he didn't interrupt.
Let us not go into the merits.
Okay, 1 second. Abha Singh,
this is unfair.
Don't speak over somebody else. You can rebut. You can raise your hand just like Ishkaran Bhandari is doing, and you can rebut. But let Dr. Ranganathan make his point. He didn't interrupt you. He may not have agreed with you, but he didn't interrupt you. Yes.
Yes, thank you. All I was saying was to go, you know, to Mr. Wankade's religion, to how he conducts himself, to who his father was, who his mother was, to that forged, you know, nikah nama, to the marriage, to the Hindu-Muslim angle. This is repugnant. How is all this related to the case? And as for Ms. Singh, you know, who interrupted me by saying that, look, a public figure has to be above board. Let me ask her then, has she ever asked Mr. Nawab Malik or the NCP, why have they not wanted the Vora Commission report to be published in full about the criminal politician nexus? Do you not want Mr. Sharad Pawar to not to hide the Vora Committee annexures?
Can I come in now?
Yes, ma'am. Please respond.
Rahul.
It's a pertinent question.
Again, yes, you are talking now, you are going on to what about that what did it happen in Vora Commission, what happened in that? That is all.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
The issue is why the
you were talking about probity in public life.
It is important, but he got reservation. He got selected into 2008.
No, madam, these are all claims. You are making them into facts. Now you can repeat them constantly.
No, don't divert. Issue
no, 1 second. Why? No, hang on. There is a there is a Vora committee report. The Vora committee report claims that there are a large number of politicians belonging to the NCP that have connections with the, one second madam, with the underworld. If those linkages, should those linkages not be known? And would those lead to a conflict of interest?
Did he get selected?
Miss Abha Singh, respond.
It's a legitimate question.
You wanted, Rahul, can I not be interrupted, please? We were having a very nice conversation.
Did he take quota?
We were having a very
People don't
polite
believe in a conversation. So we have these problems because they believe in running down the clock, in eating up time, so the truth doesn't surface, and that's the problem. Now we can't have a indisciplined debate here where people are speaking over each other. If someone is asking you a question, answer the question. You can say it's whataboutery, but if you're going to use that argument, you're obviously not doing justice to the question that is being asked. I'll tell you, how is a birth certificate,
Rahul, can I
related to this investigation?
Rahul, can I please get 30 seconds?
So Mr. Malik is exempted from probity in public life.
Religion.
No, he's exempted from it. He can serve as a minister, but he doesn't need to answer if there are skeletons in his closet. If there are, that is, I don't know.
Let us get to the proofs.
Anyhow, madam, let's not have double standards here. Let's not have double standards. You're being selective here. I'm not sitting up and defending Mr. Vankade. I'm not defending Mr. Malik here. All I'm saying is we can't have two different yardsticks to judge an issue. You can't. If you're asking for probity from a public servant, well, there is another public servant who's making the same allegations. We need to know if his antecedents are clean. Otherwise, there is a problem.
Nobody's
Rahul, 30 seconds because I was interrupted.
Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, quick response. I want to bring in Shaina NC right after. Yes.
Yes, I hope Miss Singh will not interrupt me because I didn't. Rahul, just 30 seconds. One, it's a bit rich of Miss Singh to talk about whataboutery. I remember on your debate when we were talking about Azan being banned, she said, what about Jagrata? So these are the people who then talk about whataboutery, and I only brought in that issue of Vora committee because it was Miss Singh. You can replay that thing, what she said. She said a public figure must be probed. There must be probity in public life. So I said, if you consider bringing, Miss Abha Singh, again you are interrupting. These are bad manners. I'm sorry, please. I did interrupt you. Please wait for 10 seconds. So my contention was, if bringing in someone's religion, Dalit, Muslim, marriage, nikah nama, according to Ms. Singh, is probity in life, then this is the mother of all probities. Where you have politicians and underworld nexus.
Well, we've got to apply the same principle. Shaina NC, I want to...
तो दोस्तों, अगर आपने वीडियो यहाँ तक देखी है तो वीडियो जरूर थोड़ी बहुत आपको अच्छी लगी होगी, इसलिए वीडियो को लाइक कर दीजिए, शेयर कर दीजिए और ऐसे ही वीडियो अगर आप और देखना चाहते हैं तो मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए। धन्यवाद।